Some of you asked if there was any way to see that TikTok stream I did with Dart Zone, so I've uploaded it here. I will say streams are always more fun in the moment, but I know some of you wild people will probably have a little listen while you're modding or working on other stuff. So in case you do, here it is. In future, I will do my best to actually screen record the actual live so that we actually get the chat interactions. For the most part throughout, we do mention any comments that are asked. I hope you enjoy and you check me out on TikTok. Thank you.
There we are.
Hey,
Can you hear us?
can you see me?
I can hear you.
Oh, hold on. What a noob I am. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Good, good. No echo on the line. That's always good.
Yeah, we're good. This is the first time we're going live with somebody else, so bit of a learning curve.
Yeah, no, same here. I've only done a couple lives on TikTok. I've been meaning to do more. I usually go live on YouTube, so this is fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're up here in Maryland. The sun's starting to go down. It's like a brisk, 60 degrees?
Yeah, we got the overlights too.
Yeah.
You can make it real bright if you want to.
We'll wait until it gets dark.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, I'm up here east coast of Canada in New Brunswick. It is yeah, it's a little bit rainy. There was a double rainbow coming home, so that was, that's always a good sign. Must be good weather coming.
Yeah, that's exciting, man. Thanks for coming out, or I guess you're not coming out, but thanks for meeting up with us tonight.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, for anybody that doesn't know who you are, could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm Anthony Stewart, Maritime Foam. I've been kind of in the hobby, I guess, for a couple years. It kind of started at the start of the pandemic. I bought like one blaster, and it ballooned really fast. And then I got into modding and stuff like that. And I've been doing the YouTube thing for about for a little over a year, and TikTok probably for like about maybe 8 or 9 months now, or maybe almost a year for that too. So yeah, so I do mostly on my channel. I just kind of pick up. I like doing a lot of I do a lot of vintage reviews. I do new reviews too, but I do a lot of vintage stuff. Swapping out batteries, swapping out motors. I feel I've had a couple of videos go fairly viral, and I think mostly because I look so surprised what I did worked. So like whenever I go anywhere or talk to any like modders or people who've been in the community a long time, I'm like, I am like, everyone is better than me. I'm just really good at looking surprised that things work. So that's my claim to fame.
That's always the best, man, when you don't expect it to work and it actually does.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah. Well, for everybody that doesn't know us, my name's Derek. I'm the social media manager for Dart Zone, and this is Dalton.
Hi, I'm Derek's brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law. I'm taking him under my wing here and teaching him the ropes. Thanks for everybody joining right now. We've got a target set up about 50 feet away. If I can figure out how to flip the camera.
Don't be touching stuff.
I know now. Hold on. Here we go.
Well, what? Do you still remember your first blaster?
Do I remember my first blaster?
Yeah, like which one you?
My very, very first when I was a kid was a Nerf Blastomatic. Like the old, yeah, it's basically just like a big long plunger tube. You put foam, you cram foam balls in the end of it, and you push it, and the balls would come out with this big pop. And I remember having that as a kid, and I kind of didn't even at the time know what it was. But as an adult and getting into the hobby, I'm like, oh my god, I think my first blaster was an old Nerf Blastomatic. And I actually ended up getting one off eBay a while ago, and just kind of laughing because when I was a kid, I would jam dirt in the end of that thing. Like it was not taken care of at all. It was just like completely abused. But that was literally my very first one that I had.
That's pretty cool. It sounds like what are they? A potato cannon?
Yeah.
It's a lot like that. It's basically just like you just stuff the end of a big tube, and that's what it is.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't tell you what my first one was, but I bet it was a little small pistol type. Probably shot, one dart at a time.
Right. I didn't do a ton of Nerf stuff when I was a kid. Weirdly, like I feel like I've definitely I'm making up for lost time for sure. But yeah, it's kind of it's kind of weird. I missed it a little bit when I was a kid. When we would play like battles and stuff. We literally I remember as a kid hiding around, like, this is like latchkey kid stuff. I remember hiding around a gravel pit with my friends, and you would like see your friend and just yell bang and describe where they were to prove that you would have hit them. Like pretty high tech stuff.
I unfortunately, you have to have friends to be able to play, dart blasters and stuff. So I was the nerd that didn't have any friends. So now I'm making up for lost time. Now I get to tag my brother here, brother-in-law. Well, thanks for everybody continuing to join. We're going to be giving away a Tomcat tonight.
Exciting.
If you didn't know, to enter for that contest, just go to our profile on the video. It says win a Tomcat, and make sure you're following so we can message you. And then no, that's not the Tomcat.
That's not Tomcat.
That's close.
Yeah, it was.
But the Tomahawk is pretty fun though.
Yeah, that's the motorized version. But go to the video with the win a Tomcat. Make sure you're following and comment what state you're in, and we'll pick one at random tonight.
The motorized version looks really sick.
Yeah,
Like even picking it up, I kind of realized like a little bit of a difference, but it's still the barrel.
Yeah, so the Tomcat comes from the Tomahawk a little bit. The Tomahawk was a battery operated. Here, can you hand it to me? It's a battery operated drum fed blaster, but it was also dual. Well, let's go this way. It was also a dual chamber full length dart.
Pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
Did you ever get into like so the way I started, I did airsoft. I guess it was like my generation's thing. And he brought these, and it kind of threw me way back. But I was like, "Oh, blasters, this airsoft, it's not good." Man, these things, they go like those for distance and
for sure. Like when I was younger, airsoft wasn't really. I did some paintball when I was younger, for sure. And yeah, because I get all the time. I mean, if you're on social, you'll basically like I'll do a review of something, and people are like, "Bro, try airsoft." Bro, try. It's like they're all so different. Like I don't have anything against airsoft at all. Like paintball, if someone was like, "Do you want to go play paintball this weekend?" Sure, I would. What I love about Nerf stuff though is you can actually, you can play with people who want to get hit with darts going a couple hundred feet per second, or you can have friends over. Like I had a backyard party, a while ago where my backyard isn't super big, so it's kind of close quarters, and we were just using like standard blasters and spectrums and just like regular stock Nerf stuff. And like it was a bunch of couples playing, a lot of people playing who would not be super up for getting hit in the face with a 200 feet per second dart, which is totally understandable. Like that's, if you're just playing casually, like I just like how inclusive it is.
Yeah, it's definitely a mix. I mean, it's still got the strategy of paintball and airsoft, but in my opinion, it's a lot safer. As long as you have your iPro on, you don't really have much to worry about.
I just see I'm doing like I want to do a couple little shout outs. I saw Al the Geek was on there earlier. Al took me under his wing. He was one of many who took me under his wing at Envor, and let me hang out. And we were the old guys who let all the young players protect us from the zombie horde as much as we could at Envor. So super great guy. And I saw my friend Matt logged on. He's on a lot of my YouTube live streams. He for his last birthday, I got him a kit to mod a Spectrum because he was a pretty big fan of the Spectrum, and we did some modding on that. And like that's a great blaster stock. I have a stock one that I just keep stock for playing with the kids and like parties and stuff. But yeah, he has one that would rival the Mark III at this point. So it's a cool blaster.
For sure, Al the Geek does some pretty cool work. He's got a TikTok as well. If you want to go check him out, he makes more aesthetically pleasing. I can't even describe them. You have to see him, but his artwork's amazing.
Oh yeah, it's cool in this hobby. We talked a little bit about this once before. It's like after a couple years, I'd see all these people like on social and follow their stuff. Like Al the Geek, I've known about his stuff and watched it for a while. To me, it's like, oh, he's a community celebrity. So I was like, oh, we hung out at Enmore. We're friends. This is fun. So it's pretty cool. He's a good guy.
It's pretty cool, man. You get to meet a lot of people, especially lots of events across the country. Anybody watching that's trying to start an event or has an event coming up, send me an email. It's in our page at the top, and we'll see if Dart Zone can make it out there to you.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. And again, those just now joining, we're giving away a tomahawk. Or not a tomahawk. You got me messed up now. Tomcat. We're giving away a Tomcat.
It caught my eye.
Yeah, you guys
caught my eye.
Tomcat. Just go to our page. There's a video that says win a Tomcat. Make sure you're following and comment what state you're in, and we'll pick that a little bit later today. We do, if I can figure out how to rotate the camera. Oh, I liked myself.
Oh, snap. That would be. No.
I don't know if you could rotate while we're live or not. If you figure that out, you let me know. I'm going to do the high-tech thing of manually turning my camera around when I'm shooting.
Yeah, I thought about it. We may have to do that too. Oh, there it is. Flip camera.
Oh.
It's under enhance.
All right.
So that's a little bit hard to see. Can I zoom in? Oh, I can zoom in. This is fancy now. So we got a target. It's about 50 feet away for us.
So I'm going to have an unfair advantage. Mine is about 20 feet because I'm in my basement because it's raining. But well, you guys are professional. You're with Dart Zone, so it should be harder for you guys.
Oh yeah, yeah. So which blaster are you gonna choose first here to see if you can hit your target?
I think I'm gonna bust out the Mark II.
The Mark II. That seems fair. About 25 feet.
Which one do you want me to fire?
Whatever you want, man. So I think for this distance, I'm gonna go the big boy with the 1.2 right off the bat.
That's fair.
Let me get some minis.
Grab some.
So
wait, do you not have the barrel on this?
That is the barrel.
No, the extended one.
In my little target range, there's a bear down there. He has I'm going to try to get in the bear's mouth. That would be my challenging shot to try to even it out a little bit. It's pretty small.
All right, well, let's see what you got.
All right, here we go. I'm better at collecting than I am shooting, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Ooh. Hit a paw. Oh, that one was in. All right, your turn.
Let's see what we got here. So we've got the Dalton's got the Tomcat, and I've got the 1.2. Let's see what you got, man.
Oh my gosh. Why are the cups so small?
I know it's starting to get dark. Hard to see if we're even getting close.
Hey, Michael, thanks for popping by the stream. I think he signed up for TikTok just to come check out the stream. Very kind.
I hit our protein jug out there.
Oh, nice. I'm going to see if I can hit a little target here. Oh, nope. Embarrassing. Oof. I'm going to pretend that was the one I was going for.
Yeah. No pressure. We're trying. We're trying.
The next time we do a competition, I'll pace out the exact distance. We'll see if we can make it a little more fair.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe make sure we have some lights so we can see ours.
Yeah, it got dark fast.
Yeah. So this is what I was just popping some darts with the 1.2. Awesome. If you guys haven't checked it out, this thing's a beast. I opened it last week, and straight out of the box, I was pulling 215 FPS. pretty insane. And then the Tomcat here, right out of the box, pulls about 160 FPS. And remember, 50-round drums, so you can just unload.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. A friend of mine, the friend who popped onto the TikTok stream, he loaned me his Tomcat. He was doing some painting and some detailing. He brought it over and was like, "Hey, you should check this out. It is very, very nice. It's super smooth for how hard it hits. Like, it's pretty easy to prime, considering. It's pretty cool." That's right,
Yeah,
Matt. 215.
Oh, but wear the gloves.
Oh,
That was, I mean, I had paint on me for 2 days.
oh yeah. He's talking about this. The last time we went live, we hydro dipped this
Oh, yeah.
MK3. And yeah, we had paint. I probably still might have paint on me.
That's what I'm saying.
Mark III is one of my favorites. I do love a good flywheeler.
Oh yeah, it's definitely top level. That's what we're going for with the Mark III. My wife here is trying to shoot. Let's see where she's got, if we can get it. She hit the table.
Nice. Hey there, Jet. Thanks for joining.
And then my dog there is trying to join us.
Yeah, his dog, tell him about Bear.
Yeah, so unfortunately, this is Bear, my German Shepherd. She got vestibular disease right when I moved here to Maryland, and she went completely paralyzed to the point where we were feeding her by hand. The positive side, she's recovered all the way except for her back leg. So now she drags herself around, which it looks worse than it is because she does laps around the house. She's good.
Right.
She's back to her normal self, and she just can't run, but she likes it out here.
I was gonna shoot a few with the Mark III, but it's probably gonna be very, very noisy. We'll see how.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, that's not. It's not too loud. Yeah, it's pretty good. Single fire, you really can control how many you're going with or how many rounds you're putting through it. And then if you just need a spray and pray, full auto, man. It just 6-7 rounds per second.
Oh, and for cover.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're you got somebody backing you up.
Oh, let's see here. The best sound, yeah. So we have a few other ones. We have the Spectrum here.
I like that.
Yeah, it's cool. You can take off the front foregrip and the sight. There we go. Another flywheel blaster, not on the pro level like the MK3, but it definitely is a good one to get out there with. Yeah, best $20 blaster on the market.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I have 2 or 3 Spectrums because it's well, I gave one to Matt actually, and just have a couple just because that's why I do like all the, like, we talked about too many things. We should have saved it for the stream, but I was talking about I do love a balance of, like, I obviously love high performance stuff, but I also probably use blasters that are around 100 feet per second, a bit more. So, like, I was pretty happy that the Deuce Pro, that you can actually take off that barrel and get it down to 100. Spectrum's nice at 100. Like that 6 AA level is really nice. It's, as far as, like, it's just a good level for, like, casual stuff. So
yeah, for sure. The Deuce Pro, it's nifty that without the barrel, you're right at 90, 95, right at that 100 range. But by adding the barrel extension, it brings you up to about 130.
It is so snappy with that on. So it's super cool.
Yeah, you can pick that bad boy up at Walmart. We may be giving away those in the near future.
That's cool. It's funny. I found this old Dart Zone blaster. I forget the name of it again. I forget the year. It's awful. I did a video on it a while ago, but I just thought it was cool though. because you could change out and swap the cylinders. So I was like, oh, it's almost an early version. It's just cool that it came with a couple other cylinders, and you could actually like hit this little thing and load them and swap them out. Thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, old school, way old school.
Way
before
very
my dart zone time. So you said you were working on a little project, your little creation.
Yeah. Let me let me put it on. I mean, I love I love doing a bunch of modding stuff. I'm just kind of getting to that point where you get more and more comfortable, and then you start cobbling things together. So I am a big, I know we're on the Dart Zone stream, but I do like these big goofy Mega XL rounds. So I made this little launcher out of an old Iron Man gauntlet, some old Spectrum motors, and a bunch of other just switches and parts I had lying around. So I actually just did a test before that. Has like a little micro switch down here. So I actually just did a test of, I'm going to put a video up on TikTok later. This is a magazine for it. So I'm working with a friend of mine, Foam Blasted. So this will be a mag on it. It has like a little auto pusher. So it'll be like a quick 3-round full auto burst of Mega XL from like a gauntlet, which the cool thing about this is I can actually run around holding my other blasters. It's completely like you don't have to use your hand at all for it. And
that's pretty nifty. I'm gonna say that.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, get another blaster.
Yeah,
like that.
That's actually really cool.
So
you're definitely Anthony Stark. Could steal that from Treffel.
It's pretty goofy, but I would imagine that the next big event I go to, I'll end up having one or two of these, the new version, stuck on my arm, just because I have been to HVZs where Enmore didn't really kind of ignored other ammo types, but I've been to ones that required Mega XL for, or socks for like a couple different types. So to just have something that I'm wearing all the time that I don't have to draw at all would be kind of cool. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun to do stuff like that though. Just like that's how I relax now, is kind of sit down in the at the Nerf workbench and cobble stuff together.
Al the Geek asked, which event are you going to next? The next event that I'm making it to is called Nerfing for Autism, and it's in Raleigh, North Carolina. That's October 22nd. Are you headed to any events soon?
It's kind of tricky. So my partner she's opening up a board game cafe here in St. John, New Brunswick. She had one before the pandemic, but pandemic was super rough on it. She's reopening, and so she wants to reopen in November, and it's going to have a big blaster area in it. So I'm going to do some parties out of it, maybe some workshops where kids can come and join kind of a mod club. And once a week we can kind of work on modding stuff. I've been kind of working on some options for like solderless electronic upgrades and stuff like that. So because of all that stuff, I might have to be responsible and not travel super far for the rest of this year. I did really want to go to the Battle of Endor in the Maryland area in I think it's like November 4th or 5th. But I don't know. I feel like if I left just before we were trying to open, that would be a little selfish, probably. I have, between my partner and I, we have 5 kids, and I did 2 solo Nerf vacations this year. So, like, I have nothing to complain about.
Yeah, you just gotta say it's work and not vacation, right? As long as you film a couple videos, you could say it's work.
Yeah, I don't know that anyone buys that when they see how happy I am to do it, but it's true.
Yeah, I'll be at the.
Feels like I can still make it. We'll see. Never say never.
I will be at the November 5th indoor one as well, here in Maryland, for all my Maryland peeps.
Giving me FOMO. That's not good.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll have to try to get out here. And definitely, if you post any information or anything, Dart Zone would love to make it to your cafe opening event.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'll definitely keep you posted. We're kind of figuring out now just exactly when we want to open. We want to get open before Christmas, obviously, so we can have some, get people in for some blaster parties and for some, board game nights. It's kind of a cool space. There's a big open area and there's a bunch of small rooms because it's kind of two very different things. Like one's kind of loud and running around, and another one can be. I mean, although the board game nights can get a bit rowdy, but it's segmented out pretty good. So I think it'll be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to having a space indoors. I've been wanting to get together a bit of a league, and just had a busy summer with the kids and everything. So I kind of put it off. And at this point, I'm like, I'm gonna start a league over the winter, especially when I have an indoor space, so I can, because I have met a few people even in my city who are into it. So I think, it's one of those things. If you build it and start doing it, eventually you'll kind of find the people who are into it. So.
Absolutely. Once I got into the hobby, I popped up on Facebook and started looking for local events. I just see it scrolled past now, but somebody was saying that they've never been to a public event. So yeah, I just went on Google and typed in, unfortunately, the hobbyists around here like to call it nerfing, which we need to change that.
I changed my wording as a professional courtesy.
But if you look on Google or Facebook for Nerf events, you may be able to find one in the area. If you're near Maryland, there's almost one every weekend. And Al the Geek, go to one of your events if you're a little nervous, you don't have any friends that are into the hobby, or like me, I just moved to Maryland. Luckily, I have my brother-in-law here, but go. The community is so welcoming. I've never found a community of so many different types of people. You got your jocks and your nerds and your geeks, and me, the chunky boy. You got everything you can imagine, but it's so welcoming, and nobody judges you. If you don't have a blaster, somebody there will loan you one. It's really an awesome place to be.
We always got extras.
Yeah, and if I'm there, I bring every blaster you can imagine.
No, it's super cool. For me, like, I was doing this for probably a year or so, maybe almost a year and a half, and I'd never been to an event. And like, I was getting to the point, I'm doing enough stuff that people would be like, "Oh, what events do you go to?" I'm like, "I haven't been to any. I gotta get to something." And at one point, Fran's Foamworks, they were kind of the first people to ever send me something to review, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And they invited me down to go to Grove City College to that HVZ, and I was like, you know what? Why not? I might as well go and try it. 16-hour drive for me, but I don't mind road trips at all. So I went down, I had a great time, and met a few people, and yeah, everyone was really friendly. End War was really nice because some of the same people were there, and like I say, Al the Geek was super welcoming. Evan, one of the Maryland Nerfers, he had sent me a note on Instagram, was like, "Hey, do you have people to play with when you're there?" And even like when I was down there, I remember I went to get something at a food truck, had my food, and I was just kind of like, "Oh, maybe I'll go like find somewhere to sit," and he was like, "Hey, come over and sit with us and eat." Like, that's just the coolest thing you can do when someone, when you see someone who kind of looks like they don't know where they're going. Like, I'm not that shy, but I'm a little bit more shy if I don't know anyone and there's like dozens or hundreds of experienced people. Like, anyone can be a bit shy.
Oh, for sure. It's first day of high school all over again.
Yeah.
Well, for all of you here, if you haven't, go check out our page. There's a video. It says "Win a Tomcat." All you have to do is make sure you're following us, so that we can message you if you win, and comment what state you're in, and we'll pick that in about 15 minutes. We'll spin a comment picker to find the winner.
Nice.
This thing right here, the Tomcat.
I thought I
did.
Yeah, you did. This is my Vanna White.
That works.
Some people say he looks like Clay Matthews, if you know who that is.
Oh, I'll do some Googling after this. That sounds familiar. What's Clay?
He was on Green Bay, I believe.
Yeah.
A football player.
Yeah.
Would DC help sponsor a local club at all? So, it's interesting you asked that. We are we are actually working on getting a league started. We were going to call it. We don't have a name or anything, but it's Dart Zone Pro League or the Dart Zone League, and that's our end goal. There's a lot of steps to get there, but that's what we would like to have set of rules. Make sure the equipment's all the same, or have FPS caps and things. That way, people across the whole country can play the same and the same game, same rules, everything. And then we did have our pro tournament last year, and we want to grow that bigger every year, make it better. So we're working on that. I can't promise when it'll be, but it's in the works.
Yeah, it was awesome. I got to watch a little bit of the Pro Tour when I was down for Enmore. It was cool. It was really cool to see. It's cool to see, like, I don't know, that level of Nerf being played. Oh, look at me. That level of Blaster Tag being played. Oh boy. No, it was really, really neat. I was glad I actually stuck around and extended my drive quite a bit just to be able to kind of, say that I saw a bit of some matches. I ended up playing with a bunch of the members from Team Frumble. So I wanted to stick around and support those guys. So
shout out Team Frumble. Do we have any Frumble guys in here? I don't know.
Hey.
Yeah, it's so fun. Got a phone call. All right. Well, yeah, so we're working on that. It is cool. There's little communities in almost every state, and in Canada and Singapore and all around the world. And that's what we're trying to do, is just kind of be the train that connects everybody together. Because, you have a little group of 7 here and a little group of 20 there. And if we just can create everybody together, we can have some awesome blaster battles.
No, for sure.
I want to know. So you said you did a lot of modding on your channel and stuff like that. And we hydro dipped that blast. I had a lot of fun doing it, to be honest. And this is relatively new to me. Do you know what, like, your favorite mod is? I know you have, like, just because you have the crazy Tony Stark thing going on.
Yeah, I did a mod. I don't have a lipo in it because I didn't put lipos and everything. But I did a mod on a D-Dart Tempest that, because it's kind of a neat looking thing, but it's pretty underpowered. I did a mod on that where it like empties all the darts in like under a second. And that's kind of why I do so much stuff on TikTok, because it got about 17.5 million views. And when I was joking that I look like, I think what made it is I literally looked super surprised at how it worked after modding it. So that was pretty cool. And like one of the first, like, to learn to solder, I bought, like, I'm a big fan of auto darts. I bought a Jupiter 3D kit for the Jupiter blaster. And that's how I learned to solder, which is like a big project for learning, because like I don't have any background in electronics or anything, so I literally didn't even really know how the switches worked, how the wiring worked. I basically just watched him do it and tried to do it like he did it, and my soldering was just like massive blobs. Like when if you've ever tried to learn to solder, they're like, just let the solder flow. You're heating the wire and it just flows on. I was literally like melting it like candle wax, like trying to drip it onto the wire in the right spot when I was starting. Like, it was a mess, but it was super cool when I hit that rev switch and it actually worked. And I've gotten a little better since then. Not every solder is perfect, but yeah,
you gotta start somewhere.
It's hard to pick a favorite, because like I've kind of gotten into it can be addictive to like take stuff and make it better or play around with it. I've been on a big kick of, I was saying earlier, I really like that the trigger discipline. I really like that the Spectrum stock performance, and in the Tomahawk, it's because it has 6 AA's. Like all the Nerf flywheelers, they're 4 AA, so they're 6 bolt instead of 9 bolt. So, and, they have their reasons, but like I basically went on a tear where I took all my old Nerf flywheelers, and I would say that I was like spectrumifying them and just making them all 9 bolt. And so, like, I don't know. It's hard to pick a favorite, man. I do a lot of stuff.
It sounds like fun.
I did do this. This one is kind of cool. This is actually a car launcher. It's like a little foam car nitro launcher. I put a lipo in this, and that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
That's something that we gotta start messing around a little bit.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's fun to do goofy stuff.
So we got a couple questions about local cons. So like I said, my personal email is on our page. If you go to Dart Zone Blasters TikTok page, you can click the email. And if you have any events, we'll call them Nerfing events, but Dart Blaster events, or you are going to a Comic-Con or a LARPing con or Foam con, anything like that, and you think that we would fit in or that we would be a good asset to that, send me an email and we'll definitely see what we can do. I can't promise that I can make it to everything. I'm only one guy, but I'll do everything I can for the community.
That's awesome.
Get your email ready. Oh boy.
Thumbs up for the Tim's coffee. I'm showing my Canadian-ness here. My Tim Hortons coffee.
Yeah, I'm originally from Tennessee. I lived out in Colorado, and then now I'm out here in Maryland, and everybody kept talking about Wawas, and I never knew what that was until I came up here. And Sheets is another one. I was like, what is the Sheets? And they're like, it's fast food, but it's a gas station. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely geek culture, but I don't know geek is the right word now. I think growing up, if you were into Nerf or Dart Blasters, geek would have been the right word, but we're Dart Zoners. That's what we are. Wawas, yeah. Atlantic City. Foam flingers. Yeah, we're all foam flingers for sure. Nerds, enthusiasts. It's very impressive to see some of these mods, though. Some of you guys are real young, and I see them working like with solder, like you said, or getting Arduinos and Raspberry Pis and creating these crazy little computer blasters. Correct me on AOEs.
Yeah, it's cool. Even
it's
like
insane.
even at Enmore, just seeing like all these young, like a lot of younger people. Like, I wish I'd gotten into something like that early, because you learn a lot of different skills from doing that. Like I've fixed stuff around my house just because of experience modding blasters that fixed other things that broke or anything. So it's kind of cool to see kids doing that so early.
I've even seen kids. So since I'm getting into following, and I follow on TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. I've even seen kids put, like, well, obviously with their father or mothers or whoever the parental guardian is, helping them with 3D printers, and they print barrels and stuff like that. And man, I don't know. When I was a kid, like you said, with your cannon.
Yeah,
I was rolling around, getting dirty, breaking them. And these are pretty resilient. So we had one in the pool where we tried to shoot it underwater, and it shot underwater. I couldn't believe it.
That's awesome. No,
yeah,
you were asking about mods earlier. This is kind of another cool one that a friend of mine actually did this one and sent it up to me. Brel Cooper, he does a bunch of mod stuff. So this is a Matrix Fire, which would be kind of familiar. And this one has the magazine treatment to it. And it's quite a rate of fire.
Oh my god!
You were talking about the other one out loud. That one goes.
That sounds insane.
Yeah, it's pretty bananas, but it's cool though. One thing I do like about all the pro blasters, like, I don't mod any of those because I don't need it. Like, I'm not using my money and like my motor and switch money, as I call it, my motors and switches mad money. I'm not using that on stuff that already performs like at a high level. Like, that's the coolest thing about it. I have some friends who are kind of showing some interest, and they can just kind of go grab that and go for it. Hey, Anthony, show the Vulcan. The Vulcan is what it is, split in half right now like a coconut, being finished. I'm working on a mod for an old Nerf chain fed Vulcan. So someone was like, show the Vulcan.
Yeah. Well, we're going to pick a winner for the Tomcat in 5 minutes. So if you haven't entered for that, all you have to do is go to our page, click the video that says win a Tomcat. Make sure you're following, otherwise we can't message you. And just comment what state you're in, and we will pick a random comment in, again, 5 minutes.
I saw a question of how much would I estimate I spend on Nerf. Now, you know, in politeness, I'm not, you know, usually I'd be like, well, I don't know. I don't know. It'd be hard to guess. I thrift a lot of blasters. So like I actually just picked up a bunch of stuff today. I picked up probably 20 blasters today, and I spent like $40. So I have a lot of stuff, and I'm not saying I don't spend a lot on Nerf, but I always tell people Nerf and blasting is my midlife crisis. So instead of buying a Harley like my cousin would have, I went out and I've just spent a small fortune on teaching myself to mod and collect every blaster that there is. So it basically, this hobby is my motorcycle, my old man motorcycle.
Well, you bring out that motorcycle probably like throughout a couple of months throughout the year, man. You can mod whenever. You got a full-time thing on your hands.
That's right. I think there's a certain logic to it. If I told people, hey, I spent some money to take an electronics course in community college, people would be like, oh, that seems like a good idea. So that's how I have lots of justifications. I'm very good at that.
So like you were saying with how the pro blasters, they don't need mods or anything. He brought the first one. He's still getting me into it. I did a little bit of paintball, but I did airsoft too, and I was like, man, I don't know how I feel about this. What was the first one you showed me? He was like, just walk out in the field, because where we live, there's a lot of farmland.
We had the Nexus Pro, which is pretty beastly, and then his introduction was our gel bead blaster.
Oh,
which it's pretty intense.
I mean, I liked it. The cleanup, there's no cleanup at all, which is so nice. No back-breaking work after the effect. But he told me go out in the field, and I was like, dude, you're not going to be able to. I was walking. I probably got, how many yards out do you think I got?
Well, we could. The Nexus Pro can go about 125. Yeah, 125.
And it got me. I was so shocked, and that's when I started getting into it and learning more. Yeah. And a lot of the events seem like that he's been to, and he showed me video after video. They're all welcoming and very like,
if
go with the flow.
If you're just getting into it, I see we're talking about thrifting. If you go on Facebook Marketplace, you could pick up a bulk. Like most of the time, somebody's not selling one blaster; they're selling a bulk bunch of blasters. So you spend $100, you get 10 blasters. Then you can start finding what you like and don't like, and then you can start going down that road. But if you're going to buy one blaster, I would recommend the Tomcat. We're giving that away tonight, but it is like a versatile. Let me see it. Versatile blaster. It's got the removable stock, so you can get in a little bit tighter quarter area. Again, 50 round drums, 160 FPS, 50 rounds. This is a beast. And then if you're,
this is probably one of them.
The Dictator's another one. So if you're just trying to buy one and done, the Dictator's pretty cool as well. You reload from the back here. Still a Springer. Again, about the 140 to 160 range. You can buy extra drums. Not at the moment. That's the Nexus. Not at the moment. We're working on getting the drums. Yeah, and then this one, unfortunately, is hard to find. We have the other one somewhere, but this is the Nexus Pro. You can buy the Urban Camo, which is the purple one. But again, if one and done, if you can only get one, then I recommend the Tomcat.
Yeah,
makes the Hydra Strike. Yes, we make the Pulsar Hydra Strike.
I think I would agree with that too. Like for the money and how well it works, and it's a very comfortable blaster. It's probably more comfortable to use than it even looks. Like I think it looks fine, but when I liked it, so I thought it looked fine, and then I used it and I liked it a lot more than I thought I would even. I don't know. I can be a little stubborn. So many people had good things to say. I was like, nah, I don't know. And I'm like, no, this is good. I see why people like it.
Yeah, I mean, I got to test out all the new ones multiple times. I have them, and like I said, if it's the price and you just want one and that's it, the Tomcat's where it at. And if you got the money and you really want to go to that next level, that pro level, try to compete in the competitive games, the 1.2, which is right here. Wow. This guy's 215 FPS out of the box. This is your top tier blaster. This is no joke. You know, when you do get a jam, you can pop this out. It breaks in half, so you can get in there while you're on the field and get right back into the game.
I saw this question come up a couple times. If I had $500 to spend on the Auto Darts website, what would I spend it on? You know what? I'd be awfully tempted to just go crazy and stockpile my motors and mod supplies, which is not a very exciting answer because most people aren't like, I would buy a giant box of switches. But that might be what I would do. Or maybe like a proton. Like, I mean, I'm a big fan of the proton pack, but like for me, the proton pack is more of a thing to show people than. I mean, I'm not saying it's not functional to use. It's a dart hose, but like I don't know. It's more goofy fun in my mind. So yeah, I'd be pretty tempted to go, but I don't know. Like if you're looking to get into modding, like yeah, like get some kits with some wiring, some switches, or some springs, or you know, if you don't want to do electronic stuff, get some springs, get some parts. You know, there's so many videos out there if you want to try stuff out. And then if you want to have something you don't need to mod while you're learning to mod, get you know, get a 1.2 or get a 2.1 or something like that. So,
and how resilient these blasters are. Also, like if you want to mod and mess around, like you said, yours is in half. I've seen him take apart and put together a bunch of these blasters. So like, don't be afraid to.
Yeah, you start tinkering with them, and like you said, you just dove in, and you know, you just got to start somewhere. But they're not too complex, you know.
And you shock yourself, like you were saying. I bet when that thing shot all those for a second, oh my! I wouldn't be imagining if you weren't genuine and freaking out about it.
No, for sure. And you know what? You're like when you were saying like a lot of things are similar. Like a lot of blasters is different. Like I mean, sure, there's like you can get into the weeds, but a lot of blasters are basically it's a switch in between a battery and a set of flywheels. Like whether it's a really good blaster or a really cheap blaster, like there's lots of internals and stuff along the way. But like if you're I don't know, the best thing you can do, especially if you're thrifting them and if you don't have to be as afraid, taking stuff apart is the best way to see how it works. So
you know. Yeah, it looks great for cosplay. Yeah, if you need a cosplay blaster, Al the Geek's the guy to see. Definitely. Let's shout out to Al the Geek. Absolutely.
Well, I know Al said it in the comments earlier, but he was saying he likes doing his custom work to the Dart Zone stuff because he doesn't feel like he has to also mod it. You know, you get some of there's some old Nerf stuff that looks cool, but like it didn't really perform that well to begin with, and now years later, maybe it's only like darts are just kind of like, you know, they're going like 50 feet per second out of the barrel. So he was telling me when I was down there, he likes doing mods to like a Max Striker or like something like that because he can do his cosmetic stuff and the mod works already. It doesn't have to be modded. So it's just kind of good to go. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So here's the Striker that he was talking about. Pretty good looking blaster, if I say so myself.
And I do say so myself.
So we have our winner for the Tomcat.
Oh,
nice.
No. Hold
on. The winner is Peter Chan from California.
Woo!
If you're in the chat, congratulations, Peter Chan. We will send you a message after this and get this shipped out to you. I have a brand new one. Don't worry. Not this guy that's been abused and dropped.
This is my toy.
Yeah.
This is what I run around the majority of the day when I have free time.
But I don't want to discourage anybody. We're going to start doing giveaways a lot more. We also have a custom Pelican case that our team cut out and put the Jurassic Pro in.
Nice.
We painted the outside to look like a prop from the movie. It's probably in the $400 range, $500 range.
But it's
yeah. So we'll be giving away that. I'm thinking maybe when we get 2,500 followers. So tell your friends, help us get up there. The faster we grow, the more we can give back to the community. So
Awesome.
we wouldn't be here without you guys. That's the big thing is, yeah, we're a company, we make blasters, but we're nothing without you. You guys are everything. Everyone's a winner with DZ. That's right. Yeah. Hey, thanks for joining us. We're definitely going to do lives. We've been doing them every Wednesday. Anthony here might join us again if he had fun. I hope we were entertaining.
Yeah, no, this is awesome. I have a little list of Dart Zone blasters to do some reviews and do some videos. So painting is something I want to get into a bit more too. I mean, I'm not going to do anything Al the Geek level and like get him to come up here and tell me what's what or anything, but I do want to get into doing a bit more painting myself.
Yeah, so that's like we started with the hydro dip. It gives you a cool. We did 3 colors: orange, green, and purple. It gives you a unique thing. Every time you hydro dip, it's never going to be the same. I did hit myself in the face there.
Nice.
What's your favorite motors to use from YoJet?
Yeah, I you know what? So I either do 2 things. I either do builds that end up being expensive, and I put like Krakens from 3S Krakens from Out of Darts in there, or I just end up overvolting a lot of stock stuff because I have so many of them, and I don't need every blaster to have $80 of parts in it because I'm not a millionaire. So I'm pretty happy a lot of times to just, and people will say, oh, is that safe? And I'm like, well, no, they'll probably, like, depending on how you're doing it, you got to learn a bit about it. It might burn out eventually, but like I have 10 rapid strikes and I didn't pay more than $6 for any of them. So like, I'm not super worried about burning out old stock motors. So I would say for anyone learning, like, just, I don't know, be cheap. You don't have to spend the money on something you're passionate about, right? You don't have to spend money all the time.
Send money to Maritime Foam so he can buy more motors.
I like it.
Yeah. If you're worried about, modding and stuff and you don't want to break your blaster or anything, our blasters, they're pretty high end right off the shelf. There is a key component to the modding side. It's fun. You get to learn a lot, but just going straight in and having, the MK3 at 160 FPS, popping darts down range is pretty good.
For sure. Like I say, I mean, I feel like this is a pretty good testament to it, not to be like too pluggish, but I'll do a plug. I like you guys. But like I would have no problem modding this at all. I mod everything, and I have not bothered to mod this, and it's not because I don't like it. Like, I use it all the time. I just don't feel like I have to. Like, for the gains I would get, I just don't feel like it's worth it, which I think that's a cool thing to be able to say. Like, I'm not going to mod my 2.0. If I get it, if I get a 2.1, they're fine. So I don't know. So I think that's a good thing to consider when people are like, I can only get a couple blasters. If you want a high end one, like, get a Dart Zone one, and then go thrifting if you want to get some stuff to mess around with.
For sure.
He said it perfectly.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. I don't think we could have said it better. But again, for everybody, if you're just joining or you've been here, we really appreciate you guys sitting through, listening to us chit chat our half-length drums possible. Yeah, that's what the Tomcat is a half-length drum. It holds 25 and it's a double stack, so 50 total. But yeah, thank you for joining us. We're going to start wrapping up here. We usually do about 7 to 8 o'clock. If I can get corporate to send me some more blasters, I'll give them away as fast as I can, which I'm pretty sure I can do. So make sure you follow, tell your friends to follow, help us help grow the community, and go show some love to Maritime Foam.
Congratulations again to the winner of the Tomcat.
Yeah, Peter Chan, sure. Congratulations. You'll have to tag us and show us what you do with it if you're here.
Hey, Nerf Talk, you're in right at the end. Good to see you.
Yeah, made it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Cool. So again, I'll go ahead and say thanks, and we'll go ahead and head out here. Remember, next Wednesday we'll be back 7 p.m. We may push it to 6 because it's just getting super dark.
Yeah.
And we want to shoot some blasters in the sun. So again, thanks to Anthony for joining us, and
It was great meeting you, Anthony.
Yeah, great meeting
Yeah.
you too. It's always nice to see. I've seen you in a couple of videos too, so it's good to make all the social media video people into real people. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
He's the good-looking guy. I'm the brains.
Noted.
Yeah. You meet him at indoor. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and sign off here. Again,
Awesome.
Thanks everybody. We love you so much. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you. See you later.